Hi everyone, welcome to Achievement Through Attitude TV. I'm your host and attitude coach, Phil Stringer. This program is about getting your attitude adjusted, or for some of you it may be about finding an attitude that gets your motor running, that gets your heart pumping. It's also about the power of attitude, and the power of that attitude and what it can do if it's used properly, and what that attitude can do to you if it's used improperly. We all need an attitude adjustment every once in a while. We need a kick in the pants. We need a knock in the head to keep us moving forward, to keep us moving in the right direction, or to get us up off the ground when we've fallen down. Everyone that comes on this program has amazing attitudes, but they've also faced tremendous challenges. But because of the power of attitude, they've never seen things as challenges. They've always seen them as opportunity. They have the power of never hang your head, never surrender, nothing will stop me, sacrifice, commitment, focus, and above all, they are fearless in their endeavors, which enables them to achieve big. It enables them to achieve everything that they seek out to do. Guys, today the attitude we're going to talk about guts, and we're going to talk about staying the course. And when I talk about guts, that's pretty much the last resort. That's when you're looking around and you're like, where can I go next? Well, you got to look inside because everybody's got guts. One person told me one time, they're like, you know, guts is enough sometimes. And guys, you're going to meet that individual next on Achievement Through Attitude TV. Stay tuned to get your attitude adjusted. Hey everyone, welcome back to Achievement Through Attitude TV. Today we're going to talk about an attitude of guts, and we're going to talk about an attitude of staying the course. And there's no one better to talk about that than Mr. Craig Heisel. Craig and I have known each other for a long time, and Craig is now the owner of CrossFit Hilton Head, right?
Right,
That's it?
yes, sir.
Yeah, I got it. Craig and I go back a long way, and we've had a lot of the same experiences, and we've experienced a lot of different attitudes, and right now we're riding a pretty good wave of positive attitude and what it can do for you. Craig, welcome to Achievement Through Attitude
Thanks,
TV.
Phil.
Thanks, man.
Good to be here, bro.
Good. Hey, let's just start off and let's talk about, you started down here on the island in food and beverage, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
And then you do writing?
I did. I still do occasionally.
You still do the writing. Now,
yes.
who are you writing for right now?
Mostly right now I do it for our blog on our CrossFit site.
So all the information I was reading on your blog, that's you?
That's me. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Now you're a daddy.
I am. I have an awesome daughter. She just turned 2.
I think we've got a picture of there it is, of the two.
Yeah, that's my
awesome.
baby girl.
Now, that changed the world, right?
It was. You know, I've done a lot of cool things in my life, and that is by far the coolest thing that's ever happened to me.
Now, when you had her, you got a little bit of an attitude adjustment, I'm sure.
Yes. Yeah. Let's talk. When I had my daughter, my girlfriend and I, when the recession hit, I lost a lot of my of properties. That was foreclosing on quite a few of them.
You and I both. So you know, we've been down there.
Yeah. And it was, you know, it was really nerve-wracking. I was losing everything I owned, literally everything. So there's a lot of questions for me as far as, one, not living up to the contracts that I signed. That was a big, and I didn't know that for a long time. It took a lot of wallowing and depression. I would say that honestly I was depressed. Right. And that was the reason why, because I felt I wasn't living up to the commitments that I had made. It wasn't so much losing the material stuff. That sucked.
Right.
But,
but there's bigger things out there than, and it's so hard to get past. There's more out there than just what you have.
Right. Right. Yeah, for me.
Exactly.
For me, and hopefully for a lot of other people. So you're losing everything you own. The job market was tanking. Right. And then all of a sudden, our daughter Francesca is hatching, you know. And so we get this, Dana and I thought that, my girlfriend Dana and I thought that we had, we're having a baby, so we went and got checked out, and there's this, we get the picture of the little bean in there, and she instantly got the nickname the Nugget, right, which is now the Nug.
Nug, right.
And so we break this news to everybody about 3 years ago at Thanksgiving. that was a little rough
Right.
for a lot of people.
Well, let's go back and let's talk about that attitude when you seem that your world is falling down around you. Because
Yeah.
I've been there, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, I know exactly what you're talking about. And you know a lot of my story because you actually helped me through a lot of it by enabling me to get it out, to get it down on paper. You know, so thank you very much.
Yeah,
by
it was
the way.
my pleasure.
But let's talk about where you were at when your world was falling down. I mean, what kind of attitude did you have besides, what am I going to do?
Yeah. Well, to get around that, what am I going to do stuff, I volunteered for a lot of stuff because there was no jobs out there.
Right.
And in order to give myself a sense of self-worth and stop feeling sorry for myself,
Right.
I read a story about a kid named Josh Summers who has a particularly lethal type of cancer. And he's a young kid at Duke University.
Right.
And he's very intelligent. And there wasn't really a whole lot of work being done on his particular kind of cancer. So he went out and started trying to figure out how to solve his particular type of cancer. So here's a kid at 18 years old, should be in the prime of his life, going through a lot harder things than I am. Okay? All right, so what can I do for that kid? Because he inspires me to stop feeling sorry for myself.
Right.
He makes me ashamed to feel sorry for myself. So he was looking for a writer, and I wrote some things for his website and talked to a few people who had lost family members. And when you do that, you don't have it so bad.
Right.
You know, you can shake off this
Yeah.
I'm an awful person thing.
You've got to be able to step outside of yourself. You've got to be able to take an honest look at yourself.
Right.
And I know that we talked about you get to that crossroad and your attitude is, woe is me, or you know what, enough of this.
Yeah.
I've had enough.
Yeah.
And I know that we've both got to that point, and you know, having your daughter probably helped you with that.
Immensely.
But when we talk about guts, because that's what we're talking about today, guys, we're talking about an attitude of guts and staying the course. And when you look inside, that's the one thing that's left every time, all the time, is guts.
Yeah. And in the end, all you got is yourself. You know, and what you do with what the life throws at you. You know, fate determines our choices, but choice determines our fate.
Right.
So when you get knocked on your butt,
There
right?
you go. Nice
when
job
you get
on that
knocked
one. Nice
down,
save.
you got a few choices. You can lay down
Right.
and quit.
Right.
That's not acceptable to me.
Right.
You can get mad and blame everybody else around you. That doesn't ever really work.
Right.
You can get mad and get up. Okay, I'll take that.
Right.
Or you can just get up and you can wipe the dust off yourself or not. Either one's cool with me. I kind of
Right.
like to not wipe the dust off myself.
Right.
Wear your hard times as a badge. Learn from what you did. And then try not to repeat those mistakes in the future. And I'm not perfect. But without those life experiences, you have a dull life. So you should never be afraid to do something because
Right.
of, oh my gosh, I might get knocked down.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't.
Exactly, and that's what we talk about, and I can't emphasize it enough that there are challenges, but within every single challenge, I promise you, if you look hard enough, if you've got the guts, there's
Yeah.
opportunity.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
it may not. You said this to me one time. It may not reveal itself in the time that you think that it should, but it will reveal itself.
Yes.
If you keep forging ahead.
Yes. And guts is that's a mental gut. We say guts, but it's really it's a mental frame of mind. It's a mental frame of mind. It's a mental attitude that you
Right.
give to yourself. Am I going to quit or am I going to keep going? That's mental toughness. Guts is mental toughness. When everything's coming down on you, do you wilt or do you stand up straighter and keep charging? And then the people that stand up straight and keep charging, those are the people that inspire others. I'm not saying I'm an inspiration to anybody. I'm saying there are people out there like that inspire me when I'm even get close to feeling sorry for myself,
Right.
which I will never do.
Right. You know, it happens, guys, and what we're talking about and developing the right attitude, it's not easy. It's just not.
Nope.
You know, but once you've done it, you know, it's well worth it. So, you know, with that said, you know, I want to talk about two things before we go to break.
Sure.
I know that right now you're pursuing being a firefighter.
Yes. Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about that. Tell me what they told you when you decided to do that.
Yeah, you know, I told a bunch of people I really want, from what I do in my CrossFit area, I wanted to apply it to some greater things and be a little bit more selfless in what I'm doing. And I thought, I don't want to carry a gun.
Right.
So.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, right. So I thought maybe I'd carry an axe in public legally. That would be pretty cool. So I told a few people about my ideas to become a firefighter, and their first reaction from a lot of them outside my family and my close circle of friends was, well, that's hard. Yeah, that might be hard, but there are firefighters, right? It is possible to become a firefighter. So even if it's challenging, that makes me want to do it more. That doesn't make me want to shrink from it. That makes me want, okay, it might be hard. Let's see if I can do it. So I went out to both Bluffton and Hilton Head, and I'm now in the hiring pool for both departments.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, I'm going to touch on a little bit before we go to break. But let's talk about the insanity in my mind, because I've watched some of the videos. That is CrossFit, and where did that come from? Just quickly, because I got to go to break. Tell me where that idea popped up.
CrossFit's a concept from a guy named Greg Glassman. He really originally designed it for first responders and military, and it's since evolved into pretty much the entire world taking this thing on. And we'll talk about it.
That's unbelievable. Right. Guys, when we come back, you are going to get your attitude adjusted. You're going to find some guts, and you're going to be able to stay the course with Mr. Craig Heisel when we start talking about CrossFit next on Achievement Through Attitude TV. Hey everyone, welcome back to Achievement Through Attitude TV. Well, we're getting our attitude adjusted today by Mr. Craig Heisel, co-owner of CrossFit Hilton Head. In today's attitude, we're talking about guts, and we're talking about staying the course. And right now, we're going to talk about CrossFit. And let me tell you something. I've watched some video, and that takes guts. And I'm telling you what, it'll make you stay the course. Craig, tell me what the attitude is for the people that get involved in CrossFit. Well, I guess let's ask you this. What's their attitude when they walk in the door, and what's their attitude when they leave?
Well, a lot of people, as you'll see from the video you're watching, first off, anybody can do it. Anybody. You'll see from the video that you're watching right now that anybody of any skill level can do it, but it's not for everybody, because what it takes to be successful in CrossFit is a certain kind of mental toughness and a certain willingness to go through pain to get what you want, not just from a physical standpoint, but from a mental, emotional, even spiritual standpoint. There's a lot of ways to go about that in your life. You can be a potter, you can be a writer, you can be a teacher, you can do a lot. This is just how we pursue it in CrossFit.
And you found your passion with this.
Absolutely. This took, when I was playing rugby and surfing and doing a little bit of mixed martial arts, the bodybuilding and cardio stuff I was doing wasn't translating to the field. And I kept looking for something to help me get better on the pitch. As I got older, I was getting a little bit slower. So now at 36, I'm in the best shape of my life. Doing this kind of high intensity, constantly,
dude, say it. It's craziness.
Constantly varied functional type stuff. It's crazy, but we are based in technique. You're based in solid coaching. You have a coach with you at all times. We work on full range of motion at all times. We work on mobility, keeping people safe. And that's safety is rule number one in our box. We don't even call it a gym, we call it a box. Safety is rule number one. After that, we can have fun. So we pursue that safety through proper scaling of a workout, which means we have 5-year-olds doing this up to 72-year-olds.
Really?
We have a lot of sports teams that we take on. We do H2A, we do the swim teams, we train the Hilton Head High School lacrosse team, we do the men's rugby team on occasion. And we're constantly getting more interest in that, as people always want to be sports specific. I can tell you that this functional general physical preparedness stuff that we do in CrossFit will make you better at your sport everywhere else. You will become more physically dominant in your sport when you learn how to use your hips more, get more flexible, learn how to get stronger. And by our terms, big isn't strong, strong is strong. And we have a video toward the end which hopefully will emphasize that point.
It's pretty cool.
But even then, that for me, that's an old, when we go to that video, that's old. You know, I'm already passing that.
Next step.
Yeah, we're already at the next level. So you're surrounded by a bunch of incredible people in CrossFit. CrossFit is both national and international. The CrossFit Games is coming up in 2 weeks. If
now,
you want,
are you participating?
No. You're looking at the top 0.001% of these are elite athletes.
You're looking at the real crazies.
Yeah,
you're just a little crazy.
Right. I don't even rank with the people that are doing the stuff like that, and it's incredible. Reebok's sponsoring the CrossFit Games now, so there's a $250,000 first prize. Wow. And we're trying to find the fittest man and woman on the planet. So we do focus on general physical preparedness. We're doing Olympic lifting, plyometrics, strength pieces, little what we call metabolic conditioning pieces like Metcon pieces.
Right.
We do gymnastics. We put it all into a bundle in these little WODs, workout of the days that we called WODs, and try to find out who's the fittest person. And you time these workouts as a way to measure, and you judge full range of motion as a way to measure what you're doing.
So,
Go ahead.
yeah, so you can have 10 people in the class, but everybody, you're competing against your time, right?
Right.
You're not competing against the other person
Per se.
necessarily,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
But you have a time, and then you have a goal, and everybody's goal is different. And
Right.
that camaraderie
Right.
is
So
what makes it go.
we have a workout, and we have what we call a prescribed workout. You'll write down the workout, boom, that's the top. And then we have levels at our box, level 3, level 2, level 1, so that we're varying the workout by degree, not kind. So you and I can have the same workout, but you're probably stronger than me. So you would be lifting more weight than me, but I'm still lifting weight, and I'm trying to beat your time.
Right.
And that's how I'm measuring my intensity. And that's why it works for any age level. We have grandmothers, grandfathers working out with 21, 22-year-old kids.
Wow.
And they're all doing the same workout. They all get along. There's high fives and hugs
What's
at the end.
keeping, that's one thing. It's keeping the older people young, and it's letting the younger people know that you can do it no matter
You
what
can do
age.
it. And that's what's inspiring.
That's nice.
It's I have a great business partner.
Right.
Heath Babb is my business
Right.
partner. He and I work very, very hard at what we do inside our walls. CrossFit is an affiliate. It's not a franchise. So any CrossFit you go to is going to be a little bit different.
Right.
We focus on scaling, mobility, and technique.
Right.
We would hope that that's the way it is with all CrossFit boxes, but it's not.
Right.
So we focus on that piece. That way we can all be healthy. And what's inspiring is watching our athletes, inspiring to me and Heath, watching our athletes pursue their best person in this 1 hour block that they get with us,
Right.
and go through the pain, because it's painful. You got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And if you have that kind of mentality, you keep going further physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And there's a lot of days when you get knocked on your tail,
Right.
and you come back. Are you going to come back the next day? Then you're a CrossFitter.
I'm digging that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
You should all come.
Well, I can see why you've gravitated towards that.
Yeah, it speaks a lot to what I've been
who
looking
you
for.
are and what you are, and
Yeah.
because I've read things that you've written and stuff that you and I have worked on together, and I mean that's right up your alley.
Yeah, and I never knew this when I was writing. I was always trying to impart lessons. I come from a family of teachers, and I never knew this until I stepped back from writing. What I really like is coaching.
Right.
I'm a coach first and an athlete second.
Right.
I really, really like that. I've thrown myself all the way into it. I gave up the food and beverage world. I have a great support network at home with my girlfriend,
Right.
doing a job that she would probably rather not do
Right.
to help us get through this beginning
Exactly.
phases of our business. And that's very important to me.
But you know that you're only as good as the people that are around you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You can be wonderful, but you need that support around you.
Yeah, show me who
obviously sounds like you've got a ton of it.
Yeah, show me who your friends are, and I'll show you who you are.
All right. Well, we told you at the beginning of this segment that we have some crazy video of Mr. Heisel here, but before we get to that, well, here it is. We're going to do it right now, guys. Talk us through this.
I'm 175 pounds. I'm about to try and lift 435 pounds.
One time. Get
This
it
is a
up. Get it up.
deadlift. It's called a deadlift. We achieve full hip extension, drop the weight, the camera shakes, I get lightheaded.
Right?
That's all normal. I make a crazy face because I'm feeling good.
That's normal. So
Pretty
now
happy.
that's almost 3 times your body weight. But
No, yeah, the goal is for me is a triple body weight deadlift, and that'll be about 525 pounds.
And how are we on that?
About 2 weeks ago, I pulled 405 for 3 reps.
There you go.
So I'm slowly working toward that. Hopefully by 1.5 to 2 years, I'll be getting that. And this is all done on eating lean meat, nuts, vegetables, that sort of thing. It's not.
Well, thank you for coming today and sharing your attitude
I had an
and
awesome
sharing your perspective. I've got a little gift for you because people that come on the Achievement Through Attitude show get a little bling. And we're going to give Craig Impose Your Will because he does that every day. We've got a little book that we're going to give Craig that talks about attitude. And once again, man, thanks for coming to the
Thanks,
show
Phil.
and sharing your attitude.
I had a great time.
Guys, remember, every day when you wake up and your feet hit the floor, you have an opportunity to do something amazing. You have an opportunity to be amazing. So remember to never hang your head and never surrender. And remember, when all else fails, look to guts to get you through. We'll see you next week on Achievement Through Attitude to get your attitude adjusted.